Hello everyone. Welcome back to Coin Info. Today we are looking at an interesting 1995 D quarter dollar from the United States. This coin was minted in Denver and is part of the famous Washington quarter series. Millions were made, but collectors still search for high-quality pieces and rare errors. Some of these coins can be worth much more than just 25 cents. Stay with us to discover the story behind this historic American coin. Let's get started. The 1995 D quarter dollar is part of the long-running Washington quarter series in the United States. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Originally the coin was meant to be a one-year commemorative issue, but because people liked the design so much, it continued to be produced and eventually replaced the earlier standing Liberty quarter design. The design on the front of the coin shows a portrait of George Washington. This portrait was created by sculptor John Flanagan, who based his design on a famous bust of Washington made by French sculptor Jean-Antoine Houdin. The obverse side of the coin includes the word, Liberty, at the top, the phrase, In God We Trust, and the year of minting, which in this case is 1995. These inscriptions reflect important national values and traditions in the United States. On the reverse side of the coin, you can see a powerful American eagle with its wings spread wide. The eagle represents strength, freedom, and national pride. Beneath the eagle are two olive branches that symbolize peace. Around the edges of the coin you will see the words, United States of America, and quarter dollar. This reverse design was used for many decades until the United States introduced the 50-state quarters program in 1999. The letter, D, mint mark on the 1995 coin means it was produced at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The Denver Mint is one of the major coin-producing facilities in the United States. In 1995, the Denver Mint produced more than 1.2 billion Washington quarters, making it one of the most common coins of that year. Because so many were minted, most circulated examples are still only worth their face value of 25 cents. However, collectors are always interested in coins that are in excellent condition. Coins that were never used in everyday transactions and remain in mint state condition can sometimes be worth several dollars. Professional coin grading services evaluate these coins and give them a grade based on their quality and preservation. Higher grade coins can attract the attention of serious collectors. Another reason collectors look closely at coins like the 1995 D quarter is the possibility of mint errors. Sometimes coins are struck with small mistakes during the minting process. These errors can include double strikes, off-center designs, or other unusual features. If a coin has a rare and noticeable mint error, its value can increase significantly compared to normal coins. The metal composition of the 1995 D quarter is also interesting. Like most modern quarters produced after 1965, it is made from a copper-nickel clad composition. This means the coin has an outer layer of copper and nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This material was introduced to replace the older silver coins when silver became too expensive for regular circulation coinage. The Washington quarter series continued with this classic design for many decades. In 1999, the United States Mint launched the famous 50-state quarters program, which changed the reverse design every year to represent different states. That program became extremely popular and introduced millions of people to coin collecting. Even though the 1995 D quarter is a common coin, it still holds historical importance as part of the long Washington quarter tradition. For many collectors, it represents a piece of everyday American history. Coins like this remind us how money is not just a tool for buying and selling but also a reflection of a nation's culture, art, and history. Today, collectors around the world still search through coin rolls and old collections hoping to find high-grade examples or rare mint errors of coins like the 1995 D quarter. While most are common, the excitement of discovery keeps the hobby of coin collecting alive. Every coin has a story, and sometimes the most common coins hide the most fascinating history. The 1995 D Washington quarter may look like an ordinary coin in everyday change, but it represents more than 60 years of American coin tradition and design. The quarter belongs to the famous Washington quarter series, which began in 1932. The coin was introduced to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. At that time, The country wanted to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth, and a special coin design was chosen to mark the occasion. What started as a temporary commemorative coin soon became one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. The portrait of George Washington on the front of the coin was designed by sculptor John Flanagan. His design was inspired by a famous sculpture created by the French artist Jean-Antoine Houdin in the 18th century. This portrait became one of the most recognizable images on American currency. On the obverse side of the coin, you will notice several inscriptions. The word, "Liberty," appears above the portrait, symbolizing freedom and the values of the nation. The phrase, "In God We Trust," is also included, reflecting a long tradition in American coinage. At the bottom of the coin is the year 1995, which tells collectors when the coin was produced. The reverse side features a bold and detailed eagle with its wings spread wide. The eagle is a powerful symbol of American strength and independence. Below the eagle are olive branches, which traditionally represent peace. Around the edge are the words, "United States of America," and "Quarter Dollar," clearly identifying the coin's origin and value. The small letter D mint mark found on this coin shows that it was produced at the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint is one of the most important coin production facilities in the country and has produced billions of coins for circulation. During 1995, the Denver Mint produced more than 1.2 billion quarters, making the 1995 D quarter very common in everyday circulation. Because of this high mintage, most examples are not rare and are usually worth their face value. However, collectors still search for coins that are in exceptional condition. Coins that have never been used in circulation and remain in mint state condition can sometimes be worth several dollars or even more depending on their quality. Professional grading companies carefully examine these coins and assign grades based on their level of preservation. Another exciting part of coin collecting is the search for mint errors. Sometimes coins are produced with small mistakes during the minting process. These can include doubled designs, off-center strikes, or unusual surface marks. If a collector discovers a rare mint error on a 1995 D quarter, its value can increase significantly. The metal composition of this coin is also interesting. Like most modern quarters produced after 1965, it is made from a copper-nickel clad structure. The outer layer is made of copper and nickel, while the inner core is pure copper. This design was introduced when rising silver prices forced the United States to remove silver from circulating coins. Just a few years after this coin was minted, the United States Mint introduced one of the most popular coin programs in history, the 50 State Quarters program in 1999. That program changed the reverse design of the quarter every year to represent different states and inspired millions of people to start collecting coins. Although the 1995 D quarter is not considered rare, it still represents an important chapter in American coin history. For collectors, even common coins like this can be valuable pieces of history that tell the story of a nation's culture, economy, and artistic design. Today, collectors around the world continue to search through their coins hoping to discover high-grade examples or rare errors of the 1995 D Washington quarter. The excitement of finding something special in everyday change is what makes coin collecting such a fascinating hobby.